Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a quick breakdown for the S&P 500. As you can see, the S&P 500 had a nice breakdown, couple of weeks, 2 weeks in a row, and then we just managed to, thanks to Trump, to pick back up. And then now, looking at it on the daily time frame, as you can see, we've had 2 days up. So right now, if we're looking at anything, if anything has changed, I'm still bearish at the moment on the S&P. I'm just going to look at it on the daily from the drop. We're still coming back to around the 61% maybe, or maybe we could even go as high as this. If we look left, maybe just somewhere around here is where liquidity is going to be, and hopefully we will see this market start moving correctly. Now we have Iran peace deal, so anywhere from there now I'm looking at something. Either we're going to go and do something like that, okay, because this market is setting up like this, let's just say, okay. But I'm not gonna lie, I have a bias on this one, and my bias is to the downside, more correction. So I'm thinking anywhere around here, this level, maybe take out, liquidate this, or maybe even poke this liquidity. And as we can see, this is a nice zone. If we can come into it, and then get more people to go long from here, give us another leg, and then take it down all the way to 7,147. So that's on the daily time frame. That's my bias. I could be wrong, but if this plays out, this could be the head and shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, head and shoulders, is that what we're gonna get? This move right here, that is my bias at the moment, because now finally the Iran deal is gonna be done, and we're not gonna have any more deal on, deal off, deal on, deal off. And obviously every time the deal's been on, boom, the market's gone up a lot. And every time there's been a war or battle or anything, the market has only just moved down a little piece. Okay, so we're expecting something like this for the week to come. Now the IPO is out of the way. The main thing is the Feds. What's the Fed going to do to the market? Kevin Walsh, his first meeting. The market is not going to like the changes. Is he going to come in with changes? That's why I think this trend line here, this trend line takes us back. As you can see, we've rejected it from there. It takes us back, way back to the highs of January 2022. That's where we had a nice correction to the downside. And then obviously we've come up here, we've hit it once again. Last time we hit it was last year, October. And from there, we peaked a little bit and then dropped again. So now we're expecting something like that. A drop back to these levels still for the S&P is still doable. But for me, let's just take it once at a time. That's my first target. That's going to bring us back into this chop zone over here. This is the last time institutions got involved in this market, and it pushed aggressively to the upside. So I'm looking at something here. See how the market reacts in this zone. This market right now it's basically fixed in a way where dip buyers are coming in every single time, and obviously short sellers are not, they don't show up. Either profit taking happens, or just short sellers are getting, the minute they disappear from the market, that's when the moves actually happen. So I'm expecting S&P over the next week to come somewhere around these areas, 7,150 maybe. That's the zone that I'm looking at, and upside will be around 7.5. So from there we'll decide, see what happens. Obviously we'll see. It's a short trading week. Friday is off for some reason, don't know why, but I know it's off. The markets are closed. So this is what we're looking for. If we're here by next week, and obviously by, let's just say, Friday, and we're going to be seeing a dip bias step back into the market again, and maybe if we break this trend line, that will be a area for us to go in, and maybe even further more downside. Anyway, let's not go too way ahead of ourselves. For now, this is what we have going for next week. This is what I'm watching. this is the move that I'm looking at, this is the move I'm anticipating, this is the move, the head and shoulders that I'll be very, very happy to see in order for me to go swing shorts. Remember, I took a short in this area, I've taken shorts here, I've taken shorts here, and I've taken shorts here. On this one, I took a nice move to the downside, especially the 1,500 pip that went down. I caught that, and now I am waiting for more shorts around this area, to be honest. And the only reason I'm short in this market, I'm just looking at a higher time frame. Yes, it is a bullish market, but to be honest, I was longing around these areas until I got out my longs. Somewhere around here, I got out my longs, and I got caught in shorts, by the way. Lost a bit of money because I was expecting a lower high to be formed. And this market, obviously, as you can see, Iran deal is great. And then what happened? Google, and then obviously all the earnings that came through, and earnings killed it this time. So we're just, sometimes this happens in the markets, but as long as you know your risk management, you will get out alive and you will survive to fight another day. And obviously the losses that were committed here were made back multiple times, and now we're just waiting in this zone to see where the market is going to lead us for next week. So this is a move that I'm expecting this week. The volatility is going to be a bit lower because it's a short trading week, so I would probably be just expecting something like the upside would be around 7.5, the downside might be around 7.350, let's just say 7.340. And obviously if more things happen, and obviously with the FOMC, maybe if we're in this zone by then, we could probably have a little bounce from that day and then back more towards the Friday and end up around these areas. But for next week, this is the expected areas, I think, just based on the sentiment of the market. This could be just the zones that we're going to have move to the upside and move to the downside, and this could happen over the week or the coming week. Anyways, as always, wish you all the best trading and have a great week ahead.